Shadowrek here, and I'm here today for a video going over the buffs to tank threat on June 11th. Basically, they just buffed the threat modifier. Previously, this had been 815% for tanks, and that was buffed up to 950%. So that equates to about a 16.5% buff to tank threat. And all this really means is you will be pulling off tanks less often. However, it's more in scenarios where you wouldn't expect to rip that it's not going to happen in. So just if you're playing Eldrachi, the issue where sometimes very deep into a pull you rip your prio mob because you're funneling so much damage into it, it's a lot less likely that you're going to be pulling in those scenarios now because this is a pretty significant buff to threat. But in the case of, say, you're playing Felsguard and you start pressing your Immolation Auras early in a pull and mobs are running at you that are either entirely untagged or just got ticked by like one tick of a dot or something, uh, it's not too likely to make much of a difference if you're pressing too early on your AoE. You still need to hold off, give a second for the pack get grouped, but once it gets grouped, it's less likely that you're going to have threat issues. That's really all I wanted to cover today, because there's a good chance I'll be asked about this. It's a nice change. I wish they had done a bigger buff. Honestly, with the fact that they're allowing some classes to have such disgusting amounts of burst, I feel that the 950% tank modifier doesn't seem like enough with the design of some of the current tanks. Although I think a lot of that has to do with Vengeance, and I believe Prot Warrior has a similar issue where they have a hard target cap of 5 on some of their main abilities. And I think stuff like that should definitely go for tanks. Having a hard target cap where they can't hit over it without it even squared scaling down and actually hitting everything is really bad for threat. So still some issues there, but outside of that, tank threat should be quite a bit better. Thank you, and have a great day.